Did you know the stars above us have been linked to the most important events and prophecies in religious history? From guiding kings to foretelling world-changing events, astronomy and religion have been connected in ways you may have never imagined. Throughout human history, the night sky has fascinated people of all beliefs. But in the world's most prominent religions, the stars and planets hold more than just beauty. They have been seen as signs, symbols, and even divine messages. In many religious texts and traditions, astronomy plays a key role in shaping important events and prophecies. Let's take a journey to explore how the stars have influenced religious stories, events, and future predictions. In the ancient world, the heavens were viewed as sacred. People believed the movement of the stars and planets carried deep spiritual meaning. Astronomy was not just a science, but was intertwined with faith. Religions like Christianity, Judaism, and Islam saw the stars as part of God's creation, sometimes serving as a bridge between heaven and earth. For example, in ancient Judaism, the stars were seen as markers of time and symbols of God's order. The Hebrew Bible speaks of God creating the stars to serve as signs to mark sacred times, Genesis 1:14. This link between the stars and holy moments made astronomy an essential part of observing religious festivals. One of the most famous connections between astronomy and religion is found in the story of the birth of Jesus. In Christianity, the Star of Bethlehem is believed to have led the wise men, or Magi, to the newborn Christ. Many believe this was a special astronomical event, perhaps a rare alignment of planets or a bright star. The appearance of this star was seen as a divine sign that a major prophecy was being fulfilled. For centuries, astronomers and theologians have debated what this star truly was: a comet, a supernova, or perhaps a miraculous sign from God. Either way, its presence in the sky is a clear example of how astronomy has been linked to religious prophecies. Eclipses, both solar and lunar, have often been seen as omens in many religious traditions. In some faiths, eclipses were considered signs of divine judgment or important changes. The Bible mentions eclipses several times, linking them to the end of times. In the book of Joel, a prophecy says, "The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord." Joel 2:31. This passage is often interpreted as a reference to a lunar eclipse, where the moon turns red. For many believers, these astronomical events are not just random occurrences, but part of a divine plan. In Islam, the crescent moon is one of the most important symbols. The lunar calendar is used to mark the months, and the sighting of the new moon is key to determining the start of Ramadan, the holy month of fasting. The moon's phases are seen as a reflection of God's order in the universe. While the moon guides Islamic rituals, astronomical events also play a part in prophecies. Some Islamic scholars believe that eclipses and unusual celestial events may signal the approach of the end times, as described in Islamic eschatology. In Judaism, the connection between astronomy and religion goes beyond just the stars in the sky. The Jewish mystical tradition, known as Kabbalah, teaches that the 12 constellations of the zodiac correspond to the 12 tribes of Israel. These constellations were thought to influence the spiritual fate of the people and the world. According to some ancient Jewish teachings, certain astronomical alignments could signal the coming of the Messiah. These celestial signs were believed to point to specific moments in history when divine intervention would change the course of humanity. Even in modern times, astronomical events continue to be linked with religious beliefs and predictions. In Christianity, the concept of blood moons has gained attention in recent years. A blood moon occurs during a lunar eclipse, and some believe that these events fulfill biblical prophecies about the end times. Books and theories have been written about how these blood moons align with significant religious dates and events, leading some believers to think that we are witnessing signs of the final days. Whether or not these claims hold scientific weight, they demonstrate how deeply astronomy is still connected to religious prophecy. In ancient civilizations such as Babylon and Egypt, astrology played a key role in religious practices. The movement of the planets and stars was thought to reveal the will of the gods. Priests and astronomers would study the heavens to interpret these divine messages. In Babylon, the zodiac was developed, and it was believed that each sign held special meaning for the future of the nation and its people. Similarly, the ancient Egyptians used the rising of the star Sirius to predict the flooding of the Nile, which was crucial for their agriculture and survival. These early connections between astronomy and religion laid the foundation for many later beliefs. As we look up at the stars today, it's fascinating to remember how deeply they've influenced our religious stories, practices, and prophecies. From the Star of Bethlehem to the crescent moon of Islam, and from the blood moons to the zodiac, astronomy continues to shape our spiritual understanding of the world. The stars remind us that while we may live on Earth, we are always connected to something greater, something divine. Whether guiding wise men or marking the start of holy days, the night sky remains a powerful symbol in the world's religions. And perhaps, just maybe, they're still guiding us today.